Today we will be going over all of the testing features available for online testing. The first part that we will begin with is navigating the test. At the bottom here you will see all of the numbers indicating the questions in the test. To jump from question to question, you can simply select the number of the question and the test will take you to that question. You can also navigate by using this arrow. One might think that there were only 15 questions, but by using the right arrow, you can see that there are several more questions within the test. You can simply select another question to answer that question or view that question as well. To go back, you can use the back button, or to go forward, you can use the next question. You can also review and end. That will take you to the end of the test and allow you to look at questions that have been marked for review. How do you mark a question for review? At the top right-hand corner, you will notice Mark for Review. Once selected, it turns orange and puts a flag on the question at the bottom. You might do that if you had a question that you weren't sure about and wanted to come back and view at a later time. Another feature is our Guideline Tool. The Guideline Tool allows you to look at only one specific line or highlight a specific line in order to narrow down the information that you're trying to focus on. You'll notice at the right-hand corner has a lock feature. In order to use the lock feature, simply select the lock and the guideline will stay in place regardless of where you move. You can unlock that and then move it around the question again. To completely remove the guideline, simply select the Guideline Tool again at the top. You'll see it is no longer grayed out and no longer in use. Another tool is your Eliminator Tool. This tool is used to eliminate a question that you know is incorrect. If you have determined that A is not the correct answer, you can simply select it with your Eliminator Tool, and it is now striked out. You can try that again until you have the only answer you believe is possible left. Again, if you weren't sure about this question, you could leave it marked for review. But if you had decided on your answer, you could turn off the Eliminator Tool, select your answer, and now you notice that the answer is a dark color, indicating that it has been answered. And I can lift the mark for review simply by selecting it one more time. Another important feature to be aware of is your conversions chart. All of the reference material that you might usually have on a sheet of paper for STAR is located here in your reference material. This one is for 3rd grade because it's a 3rd grade test that we're previewing, but 4th and 5th grade also have reference materials available here. Be aware that the talk-to-speech feature does not work on the conversion table. However, you can ask a teacher to read the conversion for you. Another option is to use your customary and metric rulers. You'll notice that they pop up here, and I could actually use them to measure objects within the page. If I wanted to measure vertically instead, I can simply grab the handle on the right, hold it down, and slide it so that my ruler will be turned vertically. Then I could align it with the item in question and measure. Something else to be aware of, this T icon that you see on top of it allows me to move it. So I can move with the T icon, or I can rotate using the side handle. If I reset the ruler, it simply goes to the original position that it was placed on the page. Be aware that like the other tools that we've used, the customary ruler will stay until it has been deselected. The metric ruler has the exact same features, allowing me with the T icon to click and move, or with the right side handle to adjust the tilt. Again, setting reset returns it to its original state, and deselecting the ruler makes it go away. Another feature you might be able to use is the graph paper. Graph paper allows you to make points along a line and connect them with the line feature. You can also make lines without points or use the chooser to select the items that you have placed on the graph paper. You can also delete them simply by selecting delete and then selecting the item to delete. Once you're done with your graph paper, you can close. Another feature is our pencil feature. Our pencil feature allows me to put points or lines in multiple colors. If I'm using the point feature, I can draw points. If I'm using the line feature, I can draw lines. And the eraser allows me to remove any of the annotations that I have added. If I've made a lot of annotations and I try to move and they continue to be in my way, I can select the clear. Clear will remove any annotations that are currently on the page. I can also use the Notepad. This is a great feature for my reading passages. Since the Notepad is also available in the reading test, this is a wonderful place to record all of my annotations. Another feature to be aware of is the Speak tool. When I select the Speak tool, I'm given a Speak toolbar. If I select play,
each rectangle shown will be covered with equal sized.
The question will begin to be read from the beginning. It will read the entire question and text placed within the box.
Squares. Some of the squares have been placed as shown. Rectangle V, rectangle W, rectangle.
If I don't want to hear the entire question read, I can use the click word feature. When I select click word, I can now click on only the words I want to be read aloud.
Equal size squares.
So I have two options using text-to-speech. The first being when I select the speech icon, allowing it to play the entire question. It will also read the answers. However, if I do not want to read the whole question aloud, I can use the click word feature to read only certain words. Be aware that the text-to-speech feature only works for questions within the reading test. It will not read the entire passage. You can adjust audio according to the amount of volume or how fast you'd like it to be. These settings can be adjusted here if you need the speaking rate to slow down or be not as loud. You can make those adjustments here and then simply close. You can also zoom in or turn that off and it will zoom out. And you can also adjust the color to a more calming feature or something that's easier to see. Those are all of the features that you will be using during your test. Once you're done, you can select Review and End. You'll notice that it gives you a key at the top. It is more easily viewed when you have the default colors, so we'll switch back. You can see that I have not answered any questions because I have none that are grayed in. You'll also see that I have no questions for review because there's no flags. So right now I have 32 unanswered questions. You should have all answered questions before you select End Test. When you do, it will give you an error or informational message, such as 32 unanswered questions. You will not be able to return to the test. So you will have to select I understand I cannot return to the test before you submit an end test. Make sure your teacher sees this before you submit. She will be able to see if there are unanswered questions or flagged questions you need to go back and review. Since we're done with today, we will submit and end, and good luck on all of your testing.